Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to another one of the weekly videos. Today we're doing a studio breakdown of one of the songs from the How Are You LP. This one is Long Nights. Now, the process for a lot of these songs was pretty similar, as you can imagine what would go on for an album, but we're going to run through it a little bit and tell a little bit of a story here. So, Long Nights is featured on Song Stories, where I talk about what it's written about and the mischief behind the lyrics of the song. Today, we're focusing more on the technical end of how I did it in the studio. So I record everything right here in this spare bedroom that we have in my upstairs. So we learn as we go. And there are some things that I learned recording this song and just recording the How Are You LP in general that I wish I knew going into this stuff. But hey, that makes me want to move forward, and it makes me want to get on to the next release, and it is what it is. So I'll tell you guys what I'm not so crazy about here. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So when you start recording a song, you generally start with a scratch track. So what I do is I play to a metronome click, and I'll just grab an acoustic guitar and sing the vocal line, and that gives me a template for the rest of the song. From that, I build a drum track. Because my room is limited and I'm working out of a spare bedroom in my home, we can't fit a full drum set, nor would we be able to mic it up adequately. So we had to resort to programming the drums, which is okay, but it sounds kind of robotic. To get rid of that robotic sound, I decided to mic up an actual hi-hat. That is what you hear starting out the song. Here is the hi-hat soloed, so you can hear kind of what I mean by the natural sound of the mic'd up hi-hat. So you can hear that hi-hat kind of start off there, and it sounds a lot less robotic than it would if we programmed the hi-hat as well. So the bass and drums and pretty much all of the instrumentation is in this song right from the get-go. So in that little intro lick, you hear the Fender Strat playing a rhythm line and also a little lead lick on top of that. So those are both recorded with the Satin Purple Strat. Check it out on Gear Stories. Links below. Okay, so a couple things I forgot to mention when I was in the studio talking about Long Nights. One is that the bass parts were recorded with my TB-17-G. That's the only bass I have, and it serves me very well. So I use that. Most of it I did play with a pick, and something that's not played with a pick is probably played by Josh on the album. So I don't really play bass without a pick, because I'm not good. I should get better, but I focus more on guitar and singing in my live show. Anyway, they were recorded, the bass and electric guitar were both recorded using Ampire. And the reason Ampire got used was because the raw signal just ended up being more able to be edited throughout the way with Ampire rather than being locked into your sound like you are when you mic up the guitar amp. So that's why we did that. I kind of wish I would have just spent the time and mic'd the amps and just kept the raw signal as a backup and focused more on using the mic'd up amp tone. I feel like it would have been better that way, but again, things you learn for the next one, so there's always a next one. From the intro there, it goes into a verse, so that just calms down. It goes from actual snare drum hits to rim shots, and I think in general the feel of it is just a little more calm. So let's go ahead and play the first verse, the rest of the first verse. Through the night, looking out for satellites, and everything felt right. We'd sleep all day and stay up all night, though we didn't have the dime, we still had the times of our lives, I remember. So then from that verse, you go into the chorus. And of course, you can hear the acoustic guitar throughout the entire song. I like to keep the acoustic guitar kind of constant because the acoustic guitars with these songs start off on, and when you see me live, it's usually just me and an acoustic. So I like to keep that as a key element to pretty much all of my music because it is.
Long nights on the phone, outside in my ride, getting stoned, walking into the unknown. You'll never have to be alone, The world will change.
Listening back to that now, I feel like I could have done a better job on those harmonies in the chorus, and I'm a little pitchy in parts, but hey, you live, you learn. And then from that chorus, we go into the second verse, which I'm going to play for you right now. But a quick little fun fact, this verse was kind of rewritten and adjusted a little bit during the whole quarantine phase of 2020. I think you'll kind of pick up on what was going on when I rewrote this second verse around February and March of 2020.
The world will change, and people will still stay the same, and we'll stay sane, and watch it unfold from the window pane, 'cause we don't know what to say, and tomorrow could just be our day. No need to be afraid. Life has always been this way. I remember long nights on the phone, outside in my ride, getting stoned, walking into the unknown. You'll never have to be alone,
Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. If you want to hear this song uninterrupted, head over to bradabbottmusic.com where you can listen to the entire album totally free and download it if you enjoy it that much. You can also find all of my other work there and links to my social media pages so you can follow me and never miss a beat. Subscribe here on YouTube, and I hope to see you in the next video. We'll talk to you soon.